All right, I am super excited for this video today. We are going to go through a real client project and with my client Jim Blakemore, and who's an awesome guy. We're going to get some advisement from TR Garland, and I won't reveal all of his secret sauce ingredients, but he's helping us to really enhance and upgrade and specialize Jim Blakemore's LinkedIn profile. So the task that we have is to do that service for Jim. But instead of doing everything manually, I'm going to use AI, and I scoped this out as probably it would take me 10 hours or so, and to do manually. And well, I assumed I'd use some AI in there, but if what I did instead is I took an hour or two to write down exactly how I could go through each of the steps and use chain prompting to develop this project in the most efficient, effective way possible. So, great thing about chain prompting is that you're going to, instead of just kind of having a zero shot, is what they call it when you put one prompt in and you say, "Ready, go, do this thing for me." It doesn't always do great, but if you put a prompt in and create documentation, and you put another prompt in and create more documentation, you put another prompt in and create more documentation, then what that does is you can take all of that documentation, then load it into the AI and say, take all of this and then do this thing. Then you can get even better documentation, more additional context, and then if you take all of that and keep going, then it just gets better and better, and it becomes this very, very specific, very powerful kind of custom AI experience. So basically, we're going to be building an agent with this chain prompting process, and a little advice from TR Garland on how to improve LinkedIn profiles, and which I won't be sharing all of his secret sauces. You'll learn a few tips along the way, but if you follow this process, and you have any kind of expert advice like recorded, then you can really take that and leverage it, hopefully a little faster than you could manually. So uh, I created this list, as you can see. I estimated the time in minutes that it would take to go through each item, and then I've been kind of keeping track here on how many minutes were taken. So I did the first few steps, and now I'm ready to create this rubric. So let's jump in here into Gemini. I use Gemini a lot. Love Gemini. I also use Grok, and ChatGPT has kind of been my main home base, but today I'm using Gemini because I need it to really dig in deep with these videos. I haven't fully tested them against each other, but I just really love how Gemini, you can upload videos and it looks at facial expressions, and it looks at the what's being shown on the screen, and it really pulls out a lot of super useful information, not just the transcript. Um, so we have this video, and it shows all these wonderful tips and tricks. I wasn't There's not space because it has a limit around like 480, 450 megabytes, which is about half a gig. Really, that's pretty impressive for the context window there. And I wasn't able to include one of the items, but it's basically in here in the video already. So I said, based on the ideas that TR shares, this guy's name's TR Garland, please make a rubric/scorecard with all the most important elements of a LinkedIn profile that TR recommends. Also fill in with any huge gaps that LinkedIn best practices, yielding to TR's opinions as he states them. Please give points for each element depending on which elements are the most important, and a percentage of TR alignment based on the points that are given for each element. So, um, so it's going to create this rubric. Let's see how it does here. Um, while we're looking at that, while it's grinding away, let's look at creating the rubric. So I sort of have created this rubric. Let's call it 925 since I need to review it. And at that point, it'll be 14 minutes. So I took way longer, right? But it's kind of introducing the whole project. The next thing we'll do is we'll put the profile evaluation rubric into a Google Doc and download it as a PDF. So let's go to it's not quite there yet. So what I'll do is I will, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to create a folder for all this stuff. TR agent, and call it. And I like to have a folder so that I can just put all the things in here and I know what I'm putting in. If I need to move them somewhere else, build another agent, I can kind of make sure that like I can see the whole title of the thing. Sometimes in ChatGPT I can't. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here's a rubric scorecard. Oh, is this like ready to download here? I haven't worked as much in. Oh, nice. Okay, we've got some rich text formatting here that I can edit right in here. And let's see, what does this create button? Create something based on this. Okay. Okay, so let's actually read it. Okay, profile element headline. Crucial for search and first impressions, follows the helping target audience. Great. So we got the formula there. Great. Keywords, avoid generic titles. Clearly communicates value in the brief. Search snapshot, the first 80 characters. Okay. Background banner. This is the booths. He talks about this, the booth with at a trade show, and this is your booth. Must be a static image, not a video. Left side authority accelerators. Okay. Yeah, so we talked all about this this banner stuff. So I'm gonna have to. I probably will have to build a banner. I mean, we could potentially use a nano banana. We'll see what happens to build a cool banner. But profile picture. This is your booth staffer greeting people. Okay. And see, I'd like forgotten that. It's pretty pretty interesting analogy that he draws. Includes a color branded border matching the banner website. Okay, that's right. I think he wanted it to be not black. Okay, the about section. This is your mini sales script. Okay, before the see more. So this is the little part before you click that see more button. Okay, ask them emotional question. Formatting. Written like a sales page, not a resume. No long paragraphs, max 2-3 lines each. Scannable, use special characters. Okay, I'm glad that it actually printed those in here. Experience section. This is not a resume, it's a sales tool. Very interesting. See, the way he thinks about it is just very different. I liked it. Title field. Instead of a job title, use a keyword-rich client-facing pain point or question, e.g., attention roofing owners ready to sell. It's so interesting. Company field. Okay. This is your brochure rack. Okay, field. I'm just skipping a little bit here. Services section. This is your product display. Section is fully filled out, clearly defining each service. Media is added. Okay, so very cool. And the total is 100 points. So we got the little calculation there. Great. Okay, so I need to take this and basically turn it into a PDF, 4 pages long, save. So this is going to be TR rubric here. Okay, that's going to my downloads, and then I'm just going to pop it into here. Okay, and I'm also going to put in the video that I put in. So this nice long, see, it's 437 megabytes. Crazy that you can just pop that into Gemini, right? Okay, so that step is done. I thought it would take me 2 minutes to do, but I wanted to review it. So that took quite a bit longer. It took 3 minutes. It seemed like way longer than that. Okay, so download long screenshot of Jim's profile, which means I'm going to get, so I'm going to do this trick where I do Command Shift 5, and I'm going to record selected portion, and I think it's happening. I think, am I doing it? Let's see. No, I'm not doing it yet. Let's see. Let's see, options. Before, maybe it thinks I'm doing this and I have to push like go or something. Oh yeah, I have to push record. Okay. So it's recording the screen. So it's getting everything that's like currently about Jim. So I think it's important to get the style there and stuff like that. So here's his experience. Oh, you know what? I need to expand these. I think I'm not sure if I even have the okay, good. I've got that part expanded. So I need that whole thing expanded. So let me try that again. Okay. So push record, and then so it has all the things that we're going to need to adapt and adjust. Got his writing style there, the featured. Okay, he's got a services section, but we just need to change it up to make it specific to roofing company owners is the new audience that we're going to use. Okay, so I'm not sure how much of this we need. I think that he has some publications we could put in. I need to review them. I think they're on his website. The interest, I think, will be good. Okay, so now I'm going to push the stop button. So now we have that video, and I'm going to put it in here. So that's all in one place. Okay, and that's done. And it's 25 megabytes. Okay, so let's go back to our to-do list here. And I really love following these instructions that I made for myself. Like, this is so much easier than if I was like, oh, I got this done. Now, what was I going to do next? What was I thinking about doing? Like, this is way easier having written down all the steps. And I don't know if AI is good enough yet to kind of think through all the things. Like, I had to think what was available. So I created these steps absolutely from scratch because I had to think about what's available, what's the quality of the information, and what sequence that would be best in order to meet the goal that I had. So this is making it much, much easier to do. Okay, so it is 9:31, and we actually took the estimated 3 minutes there. Take screenshot of Jim's target audience. Okay, so I have a deck where I'm just going to pause this for a minute. Okay, I didn't want to show you the whole deck, but I wanted to take this screenshot of the target audience. So I'm going to do an upload here, and I'm actually gonna pop that in there. Okay, so that's the target audience. We'll need that, and I'm going to rename this so that AI knows what it is. Target audience. Probably I don't know if colon will work. Roofing company owners. Okay, so that'll help the AI. And then this one was the Jim Blakemore's, and I'm labeling it so that the AI can easily like know what it is when I refer to it in my prompts and my instructions. This is Jim Blakemore's LinkedIn profile. Okay. So the next step. Okay, so I've got the screenshot, and it is 9:33. Oh, finished that one early. All right, download video script that we and Jim liked that Lais made. Okay, so now I'm going to go find this. One sec. Okay, that took a long time to find. Woo! Okay, But it's a really good script that we all agreed. My team and I and the client agreed that this is a really great. Let me get into. I don't think that's it. One sec. Roofing company. It's the TR thing, right? Where is it? Um, oh dang. One sec. Okay, wow. I had created this folder like in way down deep somewhere else. And I found it again. Okay. So I've got that video and I want to label it as video script. Okay, okay. Now I can put it in there. Okay, so I'm gonna add this and I'm gonna downloads. Okay. So I'm going to, even though it says for Jim's marketing campaign that is not a great script. What I'm going to say is that perfectly fits Jim's target audience. So this has like the emotional, like connectors, the shark bite pains. Like it's very well done by my project manager and aspiring AI consultant, Lais NATO. Okay, so that is going to be really valuable. Next, took a long time to find. It is 9:43. It took 6 minutes more than I thought. Make custom gem in Gemini for TR Advisor. Okay, this is where it starts to get exciting. Okay, now I'm going to make sure all this stuff is. I don't think I'll need the giant video. Let's see, should I keep it? I'm torn on this because I've already got the rubric. The rubric are the key elements, right? And maybe more data is better. It'll slow it down a little bit if it has to kind of cycle through all of this. But because 5, 10, 20 seconds of latency is fine in this case, I don't think it'll be bad, and the extra context is probably good. So I'm going to rename this. Sorry, I'm having a hard time because there's the Canva thing that you can't see, but it's blocking everything. Okay, so this is TR explaining his LinkedIn profile secret sauce. Okay, so I want to have that labeled so that the AI knows exactly what it is. Okay, this is the description of the target audience. I'm just going to make this very easy for it to find. Of Jim's target audience, roofing company owners. Okay, so, and then TR rubric is probably fine. There's only one rubric. Okay, so now I'm going to download all these. I know I just uploaded them, but when I download it, you can see it's going to zip it, and it sort of looks like, there we go, and it's done. So I go to my downloads, and, oh, is it not done? I can't tell what's happening here. Hang on. Documents, downloads. It's 9:46, and I do not see anything new. Apparently, it's still preparing. So, I mean, it's big. Oh, when I saw that blue thing go there, now it's gone. When I saw the blue thing go, I thought, oh, it's done. But it was just preparing them to download. So now it's actually downloaded. Okay, so now in here, now we have these 5 things well named all together in one place. And I was just showing that because I like to make things very simple for myself. Sometimes I get kind of screwed up and shuffled between things, files, and all kinds of different places. Was it this one or this one? Was it on my desktop or was it in the downloads? And it gets all messed up. So I like to keep it nice and clean so I can move with certainty. Okay, so now this is where if I was in ChatGPT, I would just go to Explore and Create, and I would put in the name, the description, the instructions, and I would upload the files there, and I would push Create, right? And there's one more thing, and my face is in the way, which I'm just gonna have to do some crazy stuff here in order to get this to be visible. Actions create new. Okay. Sometimes you can lock this down to say, don't feed the model with my um, with what I put in here, and that option's not there today. Some days it's there, some days it's not. But anyway, that's how to do it in ChatGPT, and I have a whole video on that. Check it out. Today I'm in Gemini because I'm using the videos, and I really like. I'm biased to where I like the way it uses video. So, also, I've never done a gem, a custom GPT, if you will, in Gemini. Never done it before. So I'm gonna click New Gem. And I peeked in here just once before, and it's basically the same stuff: name it, description, instructions, and knowledge. Okay, so we're gonna call this the uh, LinkedIn Profile Builder. I'll call it the evaluator. Uh, there we go. Plus pillar. All right. I will evaluate your LinkedIn profile and uh, recommend a complete new build. Okay, so that's where I want to stop. I don't want to advertise that I'm using TR Garland's secret sauce. And this isn't going to be like publicly available. It's not one of those that I'm going to say, hey, click the link in the description to go use this bot, because it uses TR's stuff. And Jim is paying for TR stuff. So if you want to use TR stuff, just go ahead and talk to TR. Okay, example, you are a horticulturist with a background in natural lawns, native plants. So my instructions are going to be, okay, so with all the data. So the next step is I've got to, sorry, I just lost my place. So I'm going to do the easy step here. Upload the files. Oh, dude, I forgot about this. Look at this. So if I go to my drive, there's no downloading necessary. This is gorgeous. So I'm going to go to Jim. Where's Jim? I want to look at him like this. So I'm just doing this to show you that if you have this, so in Gemini, it's already hooked up to your Google Drive automatically. I have my ChatGPT hooked up as well. There's the TR agent, and I'm holding down Shift there to select them all, and nice. So it looks like it's putting the actual thing in here, and I was curious how that would work, because if you go and change something in your Google Drive file, removed file uploads to preview, or remove failed uploads to preview or save. Okay, so it might be too big. Yeah. Okay. There's this little thing from Canva that's blocking me. Okay, so this is the secret sauce video. It's too big, so it's not going to make it today. But it was not absolutely critical. What's critical is the rubric and the other things. Okay, so I've got the files in there. So this one was kind of like build everything but the files. 951. Okay, it took me 3 minutes longer. But now I just need to write the instructions. I'll try and save some time here. Complete the draft of all content, including... Okay, so I'm going to copy this over as a starting point. Okay. And I'm just going to have those as, and I'm going to say, so the main thing I wanted to do, I wanted to be very clear. You have two tasks, and this is similar to what's there, but right, these are the specific instructions. Oh, there's a helpy box. Instructions for your gem. What are your gem's main objectives and capabilities, and what style of response do you want? Ooh, what style of response? Okay. You have two tasks. Number one, evaluate the LinkedIn profile that I share. And spelling doesn't really matter. It'll know what I mean, but I just don't want it to trip over the words and cause that to think. I didn't want it to be having to think about that. I wanted to think about what. So for quality, like spelling, like if you're spelling a word wrong, but it's in context and like it's like, oh, it'll know what it means. That's fine. But if you have a spelling error and it's like, oh, is this some other type of profile? Like, it might reason about that and take effort away from solving the problems I want it to. So I want to make sure that it doesn't say, oh, is it some other profile? Like that sounds like LinkedIn, but maybe there's a new one out there. I'll research that and go search 17 sites. No, I want it just to, I just want it to focus on the task here. So evaluate the LinkedIn profile that I share, that the user. So you gotta talk to it as if it's you're talking about this user that's going to use it. User's going to be me, but if I say I and me, like it doesn't like necessarily understand it as well as if you say the user. Evaluate the LinkedIn profile that the user uploads. So okay, and then two, right? Here we go. Yeah, so write a new version of the LinkedIn profile for ready. Okay, so use its knowledge. Okay, so to your knowledge, I'm going to say to the files in your knowledge. How do you spell knowledge? I have a master's degree in learning science. Okay, use this knowledge, make complete draft of all the content, and use the rubric to evaluate. Uploads using the rubric in your knowledge. Give a score, give a percent score. Write a new version, and three. Oh, maybe three. Give a percent score for the proposed new version. Okay. So and I'm going to say refer to the files in your knowledge to do the following. And I'm going to say a couple more things that are you are a big time LinkedIn profile consultant. You know everything. I'm going to say you, okay, so I stuck in some more instructions. There we go. Not sure why it kind of shrunk them down, but I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I added you're a big time LinkedIn profile consultant. You subscribe to best practices and most of all to TR Garland's opinions. I'm just going to say extremely successful. extremely effective and successful because that's better than big time. It's more descriptive. They're not just popular; it's effective, right? You subscribe to best practices and most of all to TRGRM's opinions as seen in the files in your knowledge. Okay, so then I gave it those 3 steps that you saw earlier, and I said think through each step one at a time. And I'm going to say carefully. These are just things I've seen that have been shown to improve the outputs. You will be handsomely rewarded with a $1 million bonus if you do a great, thorough job. Also, and more importantly, the user will be able to succeed in their market outreach and be able to pay their bills because you help them improve their LinkedIn profile. So I'm, telling them that on behalf of my client. Doesn't have any trouble at all with that, but he needs to know in intrinsic motivation. So this would be extrinsic motivation, and this would be intrinsic, and it thinks, it reasons in a people-like way, right? So a human would say, "Oh, this is really important. Oh, I should spend a little more time on this. I should put a little more effort, and I should be a little more careful, right?" And that's the way human works. That's the way humans work, and it has that similar reasoning. Like it's motivated. It's motivated by rewards. So so that can help. Okay, so we're gonna save this for now. Let's see. Do I have? Okay. In save it. In ChatGPT, each one has a little profile image. I don't see that. Maybe there's a way to do it, but Gem profile advantages has been created. LinkedIn profile was created and added to your Gem manager page. Try chatting with your Gem to create another, or create another. Okay, so I'm going to start the chat. Okay, so I've got my gems here listed out, all one of them. All right, so see this? It's just like an L. Like, I'm really curious if I can pin it, but I can't share it. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if I can share a conversation. It doesn't look like there's a way to do that. Fascinating. So you can obviously share agents in. So let's see. If I want my email writer agent, it's still on 4.0 as a default. I can change it to auto, but I can share it. I can copy the link, and so anybody could use this agent who has the link. And I just, there's nothing sacred in there. Anyway, so back to our list. Okay, so I wrote the instructions. I thought that would take a while. 10:04, and it did. But I'm 2 minutes under on that one. Okay, 20 minutes. Ask Gem to ask me 12 questions. This is one of the longest steps in the whole process, right? 20 minutes. About Jim's intent and audience that we don't know yet. To fill in the gaps we need to fill in. Okay. So we're going to ask this Gem this question. And I'm just going to copy and paste it because that's easy. So I already kind of had some of these prompts because I spent, a couple hours, hour or two planning. Okay, so see your, you know what I did? I kind of made this as if it was any user, but it's really designed to, I'm just gonna change that really quick. I think it needs to know, this is just for Jim's profile. Evaluate that Jim's LinkedIn profile that the user uploads. I'm going to say his full name. James Blake the user uploads using the rubric, give a score, write a new version of the LinkedIn profile for, not the user, for Jim Blakemore. It needs to know that all the stuff that I have in there is specifically to do one task and one task only, to create a custom version for Jim Blakemore. And so I'm going to say Jim. Yeah, I'll leave that. That's fine. James Blakemore in his marketing outreach and be able to pay. I'm going to say, yeah, it's not like this is a trouble for James, but I want the agent to take pity on him, right? Not that he needs pity, but I want that. This is total behavioral management of the agent. Nothing about him. Please, because he helped him improve his. So those pronouns will help it know that those specific, consistent pronouns will help it know this is a real person. It's not some random user. I'm gonna say help James Blakemore in the following ways. Okay, do you see what I'm doing here? I'm gluing in everything. I'm anchoring everything down to James Blakemore. This is all about helping James Blakemore. Okay, so I'm gonna update and gem saved. Okay, so I guess I just go. That was actually remarkably more fast and slick than updating a GPT. It always takes a little bit. I'm not sure why, but I'm also going to put James Blake. Like I have like one of the things it has to do. Maybe it's because I didn't change the knowledge, but when you upload new things, it has to do this embedding process where it identifies all the little connections between the conceptual little pieces of meaning, and makes this huge array of numbers based on its neural network, of this big mathematical array of how these relationships stand out in the specific things you uploaded, right? So when you upload a new thing, ChatGPT takes some time to create. I don't remember if it took a few seconds or whatever, but here when I updated, like it was just like, yep, I just clicked the button, it was done. So I will evaluate. I'm just going to put this here so it's consistent. James, right? So we want the same thing everywhere. So it doesn't get confused about it being a general tool. Profile and recommend I can make this bigger. There we go. A complete new build for him. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to update this. And it says saving it. There you go. Yeah, it did take a couple seconds, but okay. So now we go back and we've got James Blakemore's LinkedIn. Okay, so this goes to a new conversation. Now, I forgot what step we're on. 12 questions. Okay, so now, and you can also win more. There's like honey better or something like that. So do AI large language models. So if you say please, apparently they respond better. My friend Trina Limper, she was telling me this, and I was like, "Do you know that? Like, has there been research on this?" And she was like, I don't know." And then later on, I found this research that backed it up. So I think she kind of thought that either she heard it somewhere and it maybe just wasn't published, but I believe that I've seen published research that says this. So Trina Lippert was right. Okay, so now it's going to do these questions. Oh, you know what though? I do not want it to do that. I want it to ask me each question one at a time and stop after each question to give me time to respond. And then adapt each succeeding question based on the biggest and most important gaps still remaining. That's what I want. Okay. So this prompt right here, like I'm just gonna hold on to this and put it in the description because this asks me each question one at a time, and like if it just gives you 12 questions, some of them will be like, oh well, based on the first question, this second question doesn't even matter, like it's irrelevant, and then you're wasting a question. And if you really wanted 12, you'd have to like then say, hey, ask me 5 more questions, and it's just going to take a lot longer. So this way, it's basically asking you an adapted question set, which is way better than you filling out a survey on, you know, like if somebody has like a survey tool, oh, just answer these 12 questions, right? Like it's just way better, way more effective. So I'm going to include this in the description below. All right, let's do it. So we're going to have it ask us these questions, and I will share that prompt with you in the description below. So it's thinking, it says just a sec, maybe a slightly longer than a sec. Right now it's reviewing those documents that we created for it. So this is part of our chain prompting strategy in order to get Gemini here to build us. If we just went in and said, hey, build me a great LinkedIn profile, then it wouldn't really know who the audience was. It wouldn't know anything about Jim Blakemore. It wouldn't know, what style and strategy we wanted to use, in LinkedIn for building it. But by following all these steps, we're able to string the whole thing together and make something really wonderful, hopefully. And then probably there will still be some iteration that we do, but oh, by the way, I took a break, so you can see that the clock has progressed quite a bit. Okay, so here's the tool call. Interesting. To search for information about James Blake companies. Hello, as James Blake LinkedIn, I'm ready to help. Here's the tool call. I'm ready to help optimize. I have reviewed all the files. Jim's current profile video. I guess tool call in this case, it's saying is just referring to its knowledge. In ChatGPT doesn't say that kind of thing, but unless it's like referring to an external tool. But there it is. The goal is to provide the 3 deliverables you asked for. These are things to do effectively. I must follow your instruction. Ask 12 questions. Question number 1 of 12. The TR Garland rubric awards 20 points for the background banner, which is the main signage of the trade show booth. The left side of this banner is reserved for authority accelerators to build instant trust. This search results confirmed Jim was featured in CEO Official Magazine, which is a perfect start. Brilliant. See this? We got search going on. To build this banner, what other as seen on logos, media features, publications, podcasts, awards, or other book covers does Jim have that we can showcase to establish immediate credibility with the roofing owner? I don't have others unless you can find them online. I think that sounds pretty good. Okay. And by the way, what he's mentioning is that he says if someone is looking at his profile, they look here and then they go up to type something else into the search box to go to search something else, someone else, then they have to see the Wall Street Journal award winner there. So we really just need one, and I think that would be a good one. Understood. We'll proceed using that primary authority accelerator. So the center for the banner is the psychographic spotlight, which must be a direct question targeting the prospect's number 1 pain point. Your files describe the ideal seller as motivated because they are tired, retiring, no successor, or facing health and time challenges. The video script echoes this, so it's referring to the video script, right? It started to feel heavy, and you're tired. That was the like the critical turning point in the script that I just loved. When things feel heavy, like that's a very emotional anchor. To craft the most effective hook, which of these pain points do you believe is the single most dominant emotional trigger for a roofing owner? Is it the physical mental exhaustion of the grind, or the feeling of being trapped, built a business but can't find a way out? Um, Boy, I think I'm not sure. I'm going to say, let's pretend you are 100 roofing company owners in my. So I'm going to flip it back on Gemini here. In the target audience described in your knowledge. Described. What do they think? So I'm flipping it back. Sometimes it just kind of goes through the motions, or sometimes an AI will say, "Well, what do you want to do?" And it really doesn't matter what I want to do. What matters is what the target audience wants, right? So this is part of the chain prompting, right? So in one part of this chain prompting, we've got 12 questions, and I'm flipping this back for one of the questions. I'm going through this chain prompting. It's basically this conversation, right? If you think about this, we're having a meeting. A meeting is real life chain prompting. What's the analogy? It's a conversation. Humans talking to humans, right? And so it might be like, well, I don't know. What do you think we should do? And then the human might say, I don't know. Well, maybe we could pull in some more data, or maybe we could, look at some research on this, right? Maybe we could. Okay, so that's what's happening here. If you asked the 100 of us tired of the 24/7 grind, in just the cost of doing business, we've been tired for 20 years. That's just work. Um, but built a great business, but you can't find your way out. That's the one. That's what we talk about with our wives. We're proud of what we built. Okay, so I'm just going to look at this. Again, this Canva thing is right in front of it. I don't like that I can't move it. There's actually a little like 6 dots. I should be able to move it, but I cannot. It does not work. Anyway, grind symptom, the trap, feeling like you're stuck on the roof you built is the disease. Go with the trap questions, and so I'm going to say, okay, and then it's going to ask me another question. So note that it did the hard work of thinking here, and I really just flipped it back on it. Not so that I can become a thoughtless human being, but I wanted to do as much of the heavy lifting as possible when it can come up with a better response than me, because I would have picked the other one. Yeah. So I'm glad that I flipped it back. Okay, it's powerful inside the trap, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's complete the banner. The rubric's subconscious spotlight needs to be an image on the right side that emotionally edifies the pain. We just identified feeling being trapped. The video script visualizes perfectly. Late evening, the office is quiet. You see why I included this script here? Papers stacked, phone buzzing with missed calls. He rubs his neck. Do you have a specific high quality image in mind that evokes this exact feeling? Or should I recommend a concept or for a designer? A mature owner silhouetted in a dark, looking out the window. Yes, let's make a perfect prompt for Nano Banana to do that work later. Let's see. I think I'm trying to figure out if I want to have it do the prompt and produce it now or not? Because I can't remember if you can go back and forth once you include nano banana. It seems like you can just click the X and it goes back. Okay, so we have got question 4 there. Let's see, image. Let's see, excellent based on the video description. Okay, so we're going to use this image prompt for the designer. It's like, okay, as if I was going to hire a graphic designer to do that. Maybe 3 years ago. So we're going to go Gemini, and I'm just going to put this to work. The tools, create images with Nano Banana, go. So I'm just going to put that to work and keep on plugging. Okay. So question 4, TR Garland rubric gives 15 points to the profile picture. Specifying it needs a color branded border stand out. Jim's current headshot is professional and has a clear background, which is great. To create this border, what are the official brand colors? Oh, I don't think he has it. Well, actually he does. Let's see. Does have a. Whenever someone has a logo, that means that they have brand colors. And okay, not finding it in my downloads. Let me just go find it real quick. Okay, so I went to his website, and basically this brown, and like, I'm not great with colors, brownish, greenish, whatever, and white maybe. So I took a screenshot, and now I'm going to upload this screenshot. And I think those are fine brand colors. Let's use these 3 colors, including white. Okay, so it's going to understand what those are, and it's going to ask me question 5. Okay, and then maybe, okay, let's go over here. I love this picture. And it actually matches the brand colors, I think, pretty well. So, wow, that shows the trucks out there. I'm just really impressed with the quality there. So, download that just in case we need it. Okay. The color options. Okay. To meet the rubric's goal of making the profile picture stand out in the feed, the tan gold color from the book call button seems to be the strongest choice for the border, as it's the most vibrant. Do you agree that we should use this tan gold color for the profile picture border, or would you prefer the dark green? Let's call in that dark green. Okay. So I'm going to look really quick at TR Garland's. He uses this bright yellow. So yellow's not for everyone. I think I don't know, I'm not great with colors, but it seems like his skin looks good on it. Question to me is, let's go back to James. Let's look at his skin really quick. I can't really tell what color. It's like a pinkish color. And Jim has brownish skin. So I don't know. We could try it, but let's just go with it for now, and then we can change it later. But actually, this Iron Mountain Capital is a different company. I think the company you might go with is like We Buy Roofing Companies. So if it's that, it's not going to be those colors. We could probably just do brighter colors. And that's a lot to think about. But in answer to question 4, let's actually use brighter colors like bright yellow construction tape. And let's just see what his skin looks like with that. Okay, question 5. To meet the rubric's goal of making the profile picture stand out in the feed, the table color, scenes, do you agree that use? Oh, this is question 5. Um, okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, it's making this a question. It's counting that as a question. So we can just say, yeah. So it's kind of cheating us out of a question because it's asking a follow up question. Like I don't consider that a new question, but whatever. Understood. That's a strong strategic choice. Using bright yellow construction tape as more question accent pattern interrupt. It's not only a bright color that stands out, blah, blah, blah. This is the most critical question. The headlines worth 25 points and is crucial for search. The rubric demands the formula helping this, target audience, roofing company owners. Okay. Pain A, we've identified this as being trapped. This is pleasure B. The video script defines this as a path to freedom, a smoother future, and the future they deserve, finishing fishing and grandkids. Which pleasure B resonates more for the headline, financial freedom, which is a bit generic, or securing your legacy, which is more specific to his mission. So I'm going to go back to this prompt and use it again. So this is part of chain prompting. You can use the same prompt multiple times in the process in order to generate the results. It thinks that it thinks that I think my opinion matters, but my opinion does not matter, right? When you're talking about marketing or product design or, training, like what is more engaging to the audience, um, communication, like it doesn't matter what you think. It's what the other person thinks. So once you've decided on your objective, and the objective is to attract and engage the audience of, uh, specifically of roofing company owners, once we know that, then it's like, okay, well, whatever we got to do that, that's ethical and legal. Okay, look, finished freedom looks nice. Most of those revenues already have money. Money isn't the problem. Aha. The problem is what happens to this thing we built from scratch. Love that. It has to be securing your legacy. Okay, great. So financial freedom is the what, securing your legacy is the why. It's the one that makes you feel like you get it. And this is aligned um, with what Jim really wants. He wants to help these people um, continue their legacy with this wonderful thing that they've built. Okay, so okay. Yesterday, I spent like 3 hours going back and forth with Gemini, learning more about newer security risks with agents, especially when they're integrated into enterprise systems and within the garden wall. So interesting. But I literally spent 3 hours going back and forth with it, and it was just crazy. Like it's very intelligent. I had to convince it of a few things, and it convinced me of a few things, and I learned so much. It was incredible. Okay, so question, and that was again like it's a conversation or an argument, and those can be really productive, whether you're doing it with a human or with an AI. Like that's that's chain prompting. Most people when they're new with AI, they say, "Oh, well, I'm just going to go ask it a question like Google, right? And I'm just going to go ask it the question and see if it answers my question, right?" And you can see that zero shot response is just not going to be very good compared to a process like what we're doing here, chain prompting. Like when you engage in a conversation, it's very different. Like it's basically social skills. Like if you walk up to somebody and you're at some let's say that you're a young single person and you're at a social event and you say, hey, do you want to marry me? Then the other person might be like, no. Like, right? But if you go through the conversation and oh, like, I'm Tyler. I'm from this place. I like to do these things. What do you like to do? Like, oh, tell me more about yourself. Oh, how did you get into that? Like, why is that interesting to you? Like, you develop this relationship, and it's almost the same thing where we're filling the bucket of meaning, if you will, and we're building this thing together, and it allows us to build a little more trust and have a lot more meaning there and context, in order to do cool things. Question 7. The About section, 15 points, must end with a clear call to action that compels action. The video script ends with a start a confidential conversation, and your website has book a call button. For a roofing owner who is nervous about privacy, what is the one link you want to use as the primary call to action? Is it a direct link to the book a call calendar, or is it to a more general contact page on your website? What am I going to do here? I'm going to use the same prompt that I had before. So, yes, I could have probably said, ask these 12 questions and make the answer to each one this thing. Like, I could have even done that with the gem, but what happens is, you see this thinking that it's doing? So this 2.5 Pro, every time you ask it a question and does a query, it thinks, right? And so, like I said, this process of building on top, versus like, oh, I'm just going to try and answer these questions once, and I get to put my inputs in and say, yeah, that looks good, or no, it doesn't. Still very important. Okay, look, this is the most sensitive decision of our lives. We're not just booking a demo. This is our legacy. Book a call link is too fast, too soon. We're paranoid. What if the employee sees, right? A competitor. We're just thinking about this. We need to feel safe. The video script said it best. Start a confidential conversation. Yeah. Best call to action, the website link, is the website link. Okay. And let me just make sure that, so this is intermountaincapitalgroup.com. I just want to know where this goes, as I can't remember what we have here. Okay. That's right. Okay. So similar brand. It's actually like the same picture here, and yeah, this one's like a little different than the other one. So I think they were probably built for different purposes. We'll need to like redo or like specialize on another site. Let's go to your site. Let's read about you, watch your videos, convince ourselves that you're the real deal. Okay. Give us the website link. It feels like research. The calendar feels like signing. Wow. I've never thought about that before, because I'm usually like very direct and specific. Like either I want to talk to somebody, or, like if I'm like, oh, like this person might be able to help me. But I guess it does make sense. Like, do I want to spend my time on that call, or do I want to spend 5 more minutes investigating before I commit to 30 or 60 minutes? And oftentimes, like, if I'm not completely convinced by the LinkedIn thing, then it's almost like talking to a second person, like getting a second opinion when you go to their website, even though it's all designed by the same, hopefully by the same, person. So, or group. Okay. So, I'm going to say sounds great. Okay. So paranoid group makes sense. And really it does, because they're going to be, if you found out that your company was going to get sold, you might just jump ship. You might leave, right? So they don't want to necessarily just tell all their employees like, "Hey, I'm going to sell the company," till they know they're sure about it, and and they know how it will affect them and everything like that. Okay, question 8. So the featured section is your 10-point brochure rack. The public specifically recommends pinning a LinkedIn newsletter the rubric. I keep saying the public. First slot to European subscribers. Okay, I don't think he has a newsletter now, but he will. So very soon, actually. When it started, it's only plus once a month. Yes. Yes, he will. Oh, look. It knows where I am. Saratoga Springs, Utah, USA. ChatGPT always thinks I'm in, like, West Jordan for some reason. I have no idea why. And then, like, when I search for something, like, near, like, tell me about I needed, like, a welder who welds aluminum. Tell me about a welder who welds aluminum near me. And it was, like, searching for welders near West Jordan, Utah. Like, it always does that for some reason. Question 9. To create this newsletter, we need a compelling name that speaks. So which title do I think would be more effective? What am I going to do here? I'm going to paste in the same prompt. So even though I'm doing this, it's still like I'm controlling when I paste this in, and it's thinking about it each time. So getting it to think through this each time, like it might feel a little bit manual, maybe a little unnecessary, but it gives it that space and time to think. Ooh, describe the next chapter. Oh, that sounds good. Final, it sounds like a the roofer's exit sounds final. It sounds like a transaction. Ooh, yeah, that does sound more opening. More like an open. The next chapter respects what we've built. Okay, great. Okay, so it's going to ask us the next question. It's thinking about this. If this seems like it's taking a long time, it is. It just takes a long time to go through a prompt journey like this. But basically, we could pay TR to sit down for 4 or 5 hours and go through all this with us, and probably he'd charge a couple $1,000s. But this will hopefully take less time. That's a strong, emotionally resonant title. We'll use the next chapter for the newsletter. Question 10 of 12. The featured section is your 10-point brochure check. The video script, the next chapter, Life After the Roof, is a perfect welcome video to pin here. Has Jim already produced this video? If not, what other video case? Okay, so we can say we'll plan on producing the video before we update this. So let's assume the video is done. So that's a great, I didn't connect those dots. Let's just use the video as one of the, um, mhm. Yeah, I think that video is going to be a really good, sort of lead magnet to engage them emotionally. Okay, slot number 2 for that. Good. Now for the 10-point experience section. TR Grand rubric forbids using standard titles like CEO. Instead, we must use a client-facing keyword-rich title. Jim's current profile lists Expedited Roofing Services Group, Iron Mountain Capital Group, and the script mentions Blakemore and Associates. To build this new roofing-focused entity, which of these company names should we feature as the primary entity that roofing owners will engage with? And I think it's going to be We Buy Roofing Companies. I think that's what it's going to be. So that is a fantastic client-facing brand. It's a perfect company to use. For the experience section, it's direct, keyword rich, and speaks 100% to the target audience. Question 12, last one, finally. The 5-point services section in your product display. Do you see how much work I'm putting into this? This is a lot of work. And when we just say, I heard this analogy like when we go up to a wood stove, if you can imagine those old big black wood stoves, you go up to the wood stove and say, give me heat. First, give me heat. Then I will give you fuel. That's not how it works. You have to put the fuel in first. You have to put wood in there. You have to, the kindling, the tinder, you have to light the thing, right? You have to get it going. You have to put some effort in first before you expect reward out. Same thing with an AI. You've got to feed it the fuel, and sometimes that takes work. Go out, chop wood or whatever. Okay, 5-point services section is your product display. Instead of Jim's current generic real estate service, we need to list services that a roofing owner would be looking for. Based on this model of preserving legacies and ensuring a smooth transition, what are the top 3 to 4? You know what I'm going to do here, right? I'm going to go up here and do the same prompt again. So note that I didn't just do this, 50 times in a row, 12 times in a row. Like, there's some other things mixed in. So you might think, oh, I could have just, made a ChatGPT agent that went over into Gemini and, just pasted in this prompt like each time. But I did think about doing this with Gemini, with a agent, OpenAI agent mode, or Perplexity Comet. But it is it's a little slow and it asks a lot of questions along the way, and so it's just more quick to do it this way. Okay, we're not really shopping for services. We're looking for answer partners. When we see that services section, we want to see our biggest fears and hopes addressed immediately. Here's what we need to see in order of importance. Confidential exit planning. Single most important word is confidential. And I don't know if you can make up things. Legacy-driven acquisitions. You heard us. Team and operations transition. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they're getting a little deeper there. Flexible deal structure. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know if we can. I'm going to just say, do a little research and find out if we can use these custom services or if it has to be chosen from the drop down in LinkedIn. Okay. And that little trick there will save you so much time if you use that. Sometimes I need to fiddle around with my prompt quite a bit. And so I'm like, you've seen me do this in this video, like I'm moving things around, I'm deleting, but if you know what you need to say in it, then you can just read it in and it can save a lot of time typing. Now it's doing the research, so I'll pause until it's done. All right, so finalizing the strategy. That's an excellent critical question. I've completed the research. No, we cannot use our own custom titles. Anything's good. My research confirms that LinkedIn forces you to choose from predefined lists. Our strategic workaround. This is a platform limitation. We can still win. Clearly define each service. Okay. Oh, interesting. Clearly define each service. Here's how we can achieve this. Select the closest title. We will pick the most relevant title. Use the description field. The research confirms that for each service you select, you get an about section with 500 characters to describe it. Win with custom copy. This is where we deploy our custom. Okay. Interesting. This strategy perfectly aligns with the rubric's intent. I have now asked all 12 questions. I now will not proceed with the 3 tasks you originally requested. Oh, and it did the evaluation. So, okay, interesting. Here's the official score of Jim's current profile based on the TR rubric PDF. So I gave it his current profile, it scored 3, 0, 10, 2, 1. Wow. Okay, 19 points. This is going to be fun because we can go, we can, no matter what. All right, so no matter what we do, we can improve it more than 19%. So this will be really fun. The new optimized LinkedIn profile. Here's the new one. Okay, so it's describing all of these things, and some of them I still have to build a little bit. But the next thing I'm going to do is probably build this out. Actually, I might review it with them, but let's find out what is next in our plan. So we answered those questions and I took a break. So it is now 11:07. I underestimated that one. Ask Gem to summarize the answers to the 12 questions. Okay. So I think we're actually, I think we actually kind of skipped this one. So do the draft and update the rubric if needed. Okay. So this is the step we're on to review the draft. So let's look at that. Okay, let's visit my website. Oh, I love that. What to do next? It's like you're telling them where to go. Like you're in IKEA. Attention, roofing company owners. Are you? Wow, that's so bold. I would have never done it, but I mean, you're trying to get people's attention online. I tend to be more, I don't know, like conservative in the way I come across online, but we'll see how it works. I don't just buy companies, I preserve legacies. That he's always saying that, so this is good. My philosophy is simple: your legacy, your people, your future. That's great. Okay, I think it's great. So it's giving how many points that it earned in each area. New custom entry, title, description. Okay, services section, and then projected score for the new profile. So it obviously, because I gave it the rubric, it's like shooting for these top scores. It thinks this will be 100%. So I still have work to do, like I said, but I'm going to put all of this into, I want to copy the whole thing. Okay, so I've copied this whole thing, and now I'm going to put it in here as a Google Doc. Okay, good. It captured all of it. This is 3 pages. So I'm going to have to build the additional assets. Jim's proposed profile. So let's go back and see what's next. Okay, so I think it's pretty good. Generate a new draft with improvements based on improvements to the rubric. I mean, I'm going to have to really hash through this and put some thought into it. I could take you through that, but I've taken you through so much already. So step away, do something else for 20 minutes, repeat, improve, and share with a human to talk through it. And that's probably going to be either Lais, who's taken my Gen AI Black Belt class. It's like 6 months long, and she hammered through that thing. So, and eventually, we'll share it with the client. So, this is about the end of the road for this video. But just to summarize what we've been talking about, I've used ChatGPT for most of my videos about like prompt engineering and stuff like that before. Sometimes I'll use Claude, Grok, or others, Llama. But today I wanted to do this in Gemini because I had not built a gem before, and we hashed through this whole thing. So this is advanced prompt engineering using chain prompt chaining. So why did we do it? We did it for a client, and we were able to, using many steps in a plan that I created beforehand, we were able to go through and build something that was quite a bit more impressive and specific than if we just said, make me a profile. Or even if we would have taken Jim's profile and TR's profile and said, make Jim's more like TR's. Like, what does that mean, right? We worked with colors. We worked with the motivations. We had Gemini pretend that it was 100 members of the target audience. We copied and pasted that prompt in several times. We answered a bunch of questions. We gathered and created documentation that we then utilized to create this gem or this custom agent. And now you can do all of this too. I'd love to hear in the comments what you're stuck on, tips that you found as you've done this before, and maybe things that you've seen that where you're thinking, wow, Tyler, you could have saved a lot of time if you just would have done this. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.